So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm actually building a brand new African storytelling channel live on screen. So I'm starting from absolutely nothing, 0 subscribers, no branding, just a name and a blank page. But by the end of this video, it's going to look like this. Yeah, so cinematic, cultural, and a bit professional, built entirely with Canva. Yeah, so in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to brand your African YouTube channel with Canva step by step so that you can do the same thing. Yeah, and whether or not you have a budget, I'm going to show you what's free in Canva and what is worth paying for. Let's get started. So to access your channel, you just need to be on YouTube and then you can go to your profile picture here. So you can see that my channel is called African Animated. There is no description and then a bit more information on that. You can see that I created this channel with a different name a long time ago, but I now just recently renamed it to African Animated. But you can see other than that, there is not much. We don't have a profile picture and we don't have a banner. For us to be able to customize all these things, and this is where you need to be. You need to be on your YouTube studio here. And this is where we are going to do most of the customizations. So if I just go to customization here, you can see that we need to create a banner image and we also need a profile picture. We already have our names here and we can input a description here. Maybe I can just paste in something. Every time you do changes, you just want to hit on publish so that now if we go to view channel here, you can see we have a description for our channel. Okay, so those are just the basics. Let's now start creating what we need to do. The main tool that we shall be using is Canva. If you don't have Canva, you can use the link in the description down below to sign up. Once you're signed up and signed in, this is going to be your dashboard here. And the first thing to create are our brand colors. This is going to ensure that we are consistent across everything that we put out, because you don't want to look like all the other 100 channels creating African stories. We want to be unique. We want when someone looks at our content, they can immediately tell that this is from African Animated. So now when it comes to brand colors, you can use anything for inspiration, but Canva also has some color palettes that you can use for inspiration. I'm going to leave all the links for you in the description down below. So this is canva.com/colors/color palettes. Yeah, and you can see we have many color palettes here that you can choose to be like the colors that you want for your brand colors. Alternatively, you can go to the color palette generator. I'm also going to leave this link down below, but it is just canva.com/colors/color palette generator. And then you can upload an image that you have so that you can get inspiration from those colors. So I'll just use Canva AI to just get an African sunset. Let's just generate that. I like this one, so you can see my African sunset here. So when I now come to the color palette generator, I'll just upload the image. And just from uploading that image, you can see that Canva has generated for us a color palette here. So we have these colors and we also have the hexacodes down here. So these are 4 colors that you can decide to use. So whatever you decide to use as your inspiration, then you're going to have some colors to start with. I already have some colors that I got here. So you can see I have 4 main colors. Yeah, so my inspiration for this is that I wanted one color to be like a dark color that goes in the background, and then I wanted to use this golden savannah, think Masai Mara, think all those warm colors. And instead of white, I decided to go with this like warm ivory and just one accent color, which is going to be like an earth tone, which is this terracotta. So these are my 4 colors. So we're just going to go back to Canva, and now we're going to go to where it says brand here so that we're able to get our colors in. So just click on colors there, and you can see I already have some colors for this Paris Msioki brand kit. But if you're on the free version and you're not able to create a brand kit, then you can just add in your colors here. So I'll just go back to where my colors are, copy this color here, come back to the colors, just paste it there. You can see that this is one of the colors I'll be using. If I want to create the next color, I'll just go back to where my colors are, copy this one here and just paste it there. Now we have 2 colors. Go to the 3rd color, copy this, and you can see I now have like several colors that I'm using for this. Let's add in the 4th color. Yeah, so these are the 4 brand colors that I want to be using for this. So one of the benefits of being on Canva Pro is that I could come and decide to create a new brand kit, so that I never have to keep remembering like what are my brand colors, what is my font. That is what I want us to do. Yeah, but if you're not on Canva Pro, you can do exactly what we have just done. So create this here. And now if I go to the colors, we're just going to quickly do the same as we had done earlier. Yeah, so now I have the brand colors that I'm going to be using for my African animated storytelling channel. Next, I'm going to need like a font, so that I ensure that all the things that I write are going to be in this font. So for the font, I want to use Montserrat, just one font, and maybe just various weights. So for the title, we're just going to type in this Montserrat here. I would like to go with extra bold here for the titles. Okay, and maybe just a subtitle, we can choose the same font. You can decide to use 1 or 2 fonts. I just prefer to just have the same fonts, but just with different weights. So this one could be maybe semi-bold. For the body, we could go with maybe regular. Yeah, so the font, I mean, you can just choose the font just so that you don't have to keep thinking like what your font is. So now we've done step 1, we have our colors. We've done step 2, we have our font. In step 3, we want to create our logo. This one is going to be really simple. So we'll just go to the Canva create here, and now we'll just type in logo. So just click on logo here, and it's going to open for us like this blank template. And you have like many templates you can also choose from. Like all this would allow you to have like a pre-made logo, but let's just make ours from scratch. So just click on it here, change the color of the background. Yeah, so we're now going to use the African animated colors here. Select that brand kit. Yeah, so the brand kit is a Canva Pro feature like I showed you earlier, but you can actually just copy your colors directly. Say I wanted to copy this midnight indigo here, so I'd just copy it, come back to this logo picture here, click on this, just go to the colors here and just paste that there. You see it's the same color, but if I'm working with the brand kit, then it's so much easier for me to just choose it from here. So we have this as our background, and then I want us to have some text here. So we're just going to tap T on your keyboard so that you have the text here, and then we'll just type in here. Okay, and then we can of course just reduce it maybe to something smaller there. You can see that our font has already been chosen for us. I want us to go with extra bold, and we also want to change this color to be one of the colors that we chose. So it's going to be like African animated somewhere there. So I'm putting it somewhere at the bottom since I want to have like an icon here. So we're going to go to elements, and I'm going to look for like an icon that I want to use for this. Yeah, so I want to use the baobab tree as like my icon because it's like the tree of life, and I feel it would be really inspirational for us to have it on this channel. So that's what we are looking for. We can see some results here of graphics. Yeah, so we have some really nice graphics here. All the ones that have this crown next to it means that you can only use them if like you're on the Canva Pro. So here you would choose something that you want to use. I just want to use this tree. I actually think I can go with this first icon here, and we can make it be a little bit bigger, maybe up until there. We want to ensure that we're also staying within the purple lines so that we sort of have a balance of sorts there. This is also going to be like in one of our brand colors, this like golden color there. Yeah, so up until this point, I think our logo is looking really nice. The one thing that I could change here is maybe change the spacing for these letters a little bit, maybe like that, just so that we have some spacing there. Yeah, and then we can just download this. Yeah, so now we can go to step 4 of creating our profile picture. And essentially your profile picture, if you're a Faceless channel, could be just be an icon or just your logo, since you're not necessarily going to be showing your face. So I'm going to just come to YouTube Studio here, click on upload. So we're just going to upload the profile picture that we have just created. And you can see that, you know, the A and the D are a bit outside. So now we have to go back to our logo and maybe reduce the spacing, what we just did here. Yeah, maybe also have this go a little bit up. So we're just trying to ensure that it fits inside what YouTube gives us. Let's download this, see if it fits. Yeah, so you can see it fits better now into like our profile picture. So just click on done there, and you can see now we have our profile picture here. Click on publish. Okay, and now if I go to view channel, you can see we have our profile picture here and we have the description that we put in. So now we can go to the last step of creating the YouTube banner, and this is where the YouTube banner is going to be. So it says here that for best results on all devices, you have to use an image that's at least 2048 by 1152 pixels and also 6 MB or less. So that sounds complicated, but if you're going to be using Canva, then it's really straightforward. So I'm just going to go back to Canva here, and this time in the create button here, we're just going to look for YouTube banner. So this is what we are going to use. And you can see it has the dimensions 2560 by 1440. Don't worry about that. I'll show you what to do. So you can see we have a blank YouTube banner here. And if you want to be inspired by the templates, we have many templates that you can use here to just like get an inspiration of what you want your channel to look like. But to ensure that you have the exact dimensions that YouTube is looking for, then you want to ensure that you take care of the safe zone here. Yeah, so there's usually a safe zone which is viewable in all devices. Yeah, so if I just click on upload here, let me show you this through an example. So this says YouTube banner here. Yeah, so here you can see what we can see on the TV. So this is what is going to be visible on TV, the whole of this area, all of it. This is what is going to be visible on desktop. So only this section here, that's what we'll see if you're on a desktop. But this sort of ivory part here is what is visible on all devices, like on mobile, on TV, on desktop, all devices. So you want to ensure that your most important things are in this section here. So I've already created a template for you, and I'm going to leave for you a link for that in the description down below, just so that you can do this with almost zero effort. So I'm just going to cancel this, and then we're going to go to my link template. You can find it in the description down below. So you're just going to paste in the link for our template here. So you can see we have this template here. So if you click on just edit template or create a copy on your own so that you're able to use it, you can see that we have this here. This is what we have, just like what we had on YouTube. We have what is viewable on TV, what is viewable on desktop, and all devices. So this makes it really easy for us to work. So I'll just add in a page here, and you can see by default the page is this same background color here. So we can change the color if you want to I mean whatever other color you'd want, but I just want us to go with the branding color that we have. So this is like my brand color here, the one we already set out to use for the African animated. And then we will now want to start editing. So just going to go to elements here, and I'm going to look for an African geometric pattern so that I can have something over my background so that it's not just plain. Let me see if I can find something in the graphics here. So these are just geometric patterns. You can choose any of the ones you like, or whatever other background that you want to have layered over your main background. Yeah, so I'll just select one, but I want to see it compared to the others so that I can choose the best one for the look and feel I'm looking for. Yeah, in case you change the grid lines, you can see these grid lines here. By the way, how to enable them is just to go to file here, go to settings, just enable the show rulers and guides. You want to ensure that you don't move them, but even if you do, you can see that this one can always guide you to put them back in place. So I'm just looking for a pattern here. Yeah, I think this one could work actually. Yeah, I think I like this last one. So this one, we are also going to change the color to maybe this ivory, and then I'll just make it bigger just so that I have it filling the entire background and also looking, less concentrated. I'm also going to reduce the transparency here, maybe up to 5 there, just so that it's almost barely visible. We'll also now start adding in some text here, African animated, all caps, and also ensure that we are sticking to the fonts that we chose. Montserrat is what we chose. I want it to be extra bold for this, okay, and make sure it fits in a bigger area there. I'll change the color of this to this gold, have it somewhere there. I also want to add in our like logo icon, this one here. Again, we said the color is this gold. Also reduce it there. You can use this to zoom in so that you're able to view like what is happening in your design. And then we're going to add in another text here so that we're able to add in like our tagline, okay, and okay, also ensure that the font is the same. For this one, could be maybe medium or regular, and then the color could be this ivory. Have it maybe somewhere there. We can also add in a line here, change the color to that. Yeah, so this looks okay. We can just download it. So we're downloading the current page, okay, and when we go back to uploading now, yeah, and you can see it fit in almost perfectly just because we used the guides from the template. Yeah, and now that your channel looks professional, the next question is, what do we upload first? And that is exactly what we're going to be covering in the next video next week. So ensure you have your channel branded by then. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you're going to be calling your African Stories channel. I read every comment and I'm going to give you honest feedback. My name is Paris and I'll catch you on the next one.